So, just yesterday I changed transmission fluid in my 2001 Camaro. Just so everybody can see what I use in my cars nowadays is the Max Life Full Synthetic ATF. Good for the Dextron American 3 and 4. So I use this, and I also use this here to help measure how much I take out of a car, because I don't tend to change the filter. I'm not a mechanic. Doesn't mean I won't work on my cars. I work on my cars, but just want to show everybody what I did to change some fluid in it, and slowly but surely I'll change all of the fluid in the Camaro. Pliers or needle nose pliers, some Valvoline ATF, and some drain pans. You would need 2 drain pans in order to catch the fluid that comes out, because I did turn on the car once I loosened up the transmission line, and I'll show you. I'm going to get under the car. So here are the fans. This is the driver's side, this is passenger side. These 2 lines here, this one and this one, are for the transmission, and this is the one that I loosened. I took off the rubber hose, used the pliers, alright, squeezed it and moved it over. I don't remember if it was this way or this way, and then you have to struggle to take the rubber hose off, but then once you do that, you need a drain pan, because this is going to point straight down and this is going to continue to point this way. And then once I got it loose, I turned the car on and let it run for just a little bit, because the lines are under pressure, and about 3 quarts came out. Make sure you have 2 drain pans, one to capture the fluid coming out of this hose and one for this line, and make sure you have a way to measure how much trans fluid you took out. So I usually have a quart, an empty quart, either oil or transmission fluid quart, and then I slowly pour some in there, and that's how I determine how much came out of the transmission. And then you put the same amount, so that way you don't have to check, is it warm, is it cold, and check your dipstick. That's a nice way. I think it's too much of a crapshoot. This is exact. You take out a certain amount, you put in the exact amount, and there you are. You're not guessing. You've measured it exactly by pouring it into a quart or the gallon, and then you put that same amount into your transmission. So that's what I did, and then you put it back together, and then you run the transmission through the gears. First gear for 10 seconds, second gear, third gear drive for 10 seconds, neutral 10 seconds, reverse, alright, for 10 seconds. And you go drive it around, and again, same thing, take it slow, just in case you forgot something. And that way, you get the transmission fluid flowing through the lines, and that should help extend the life of your transmission. Sure, I didn't change the filter, but remember, the filter is to filter out their impurities. So it's just like with an engine oil filter. It's to take out the impurities. I would recommend doing it at some point, but I want to take this thing to the track, and right now what I prefer more than anything is to have some fresh transmission fluid. Later on down the road, I'll change the filter as well, but for now, I got some brand new transmission fluid in here, synthetic, and I should be good to go. So there you go. That's what I did underneath the car. you see that I got work to do, because it does leak oil, but the transmission doesn't leak. So this should work. If your transmission doesn't leak, get new fluid in there, and you'll be leak free until later on when you have more time or feel a little bit more confident in taking out the pan and changing out the filter. Okay? Thank you for watching.